Hi everyone, I'm Ali. Ancient Chinese people considered thick, black hair to be a beauty standard on both men and women. My hair is thin, so to recreate an ancient Chinese hairstyle, I have to use a lot of hair inserts and hair pieces to pump up the volume. This was also a common practice in ancient China. In this video, let's take a look at a brief history of hair pieces throughout the dynasties. The earliest written records of the use of hair pieces in China is from the Classic of Poetry, which is the oldest existing collection of Chinese poetry. There was a poem about the wife of Duke Xuan of Wei from the spring and autumn period. One sentence praised how beautiful her hair was. Her hair is black and thick like clouds. There is no need for false hair. So according to this poem, people had been using false hair inserts as early as 2,500 years ago. There were also a handful of hairpiece artifacts unearthed from tombs during the Warring States period and the Han Dynasty. The most famous discovery being Xinjui's tomb from the Western Han Dynasty. Xinjui was discovered wearing a hairpiece half weaved into her own hair. She also had a spare one stored in the tomb, which had a beautiful storage box of its own. By the Tang Dynasty, the demand for false hairs increased dramatically due to the popularity of big, tall, and fancy hairstyles like the one I'm wearing today. It's impossible to create these hairstyles entirely with real hair alone, so it's common for people to use wood pieces and false hairs as supporting materials. These are some of the artifacts found in Tang Dynasty tombs, made of wood and animal hairs. During the Yuan Dynasty, women preferred to wrap their hair with cloth. This tradition eventually evolved into a type of cone-shaped hairpiece called Diji by the Ming Dynasty. Diji can be made from gold, silver, copper, and iron wires, as well as paper, fabrics, and human or animal hairs. It was worn by married women and decorated with a complete set of hairpins. In the Qing Dynasty, Manchurian ladies wore their hair very differently from the Han ladies. They usually wrap their hair around a wooden, metal, or ivory stick that extends out on both sides. As time passed, the style got bigger and bigger in size. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, they would simply use a board and attach it to the hair. The use of hair pieces was a common practice throughout Chinese history, so how did they make them? As I mentioned before, the Tang Dynasty used wooden pieces as the base or carved them directly into the shape they desired. But the most common way was to use animal hair, such as pig or horse hair, dye them black, and then weave them into the needed shape. Human hair, on the other hand, was very rare and precious because ancient Chinese people treasured their hair greatly. A woman would not sell her hair unless she was extremely poor and it was the last resort. And here is a famous story about a woman who did this for the sake of her son. During the Jin Dynasty, young Tao Kan had great talent and ambition but didn't have the chance to shine. Tao and his mother Zhan were very poor. Another man, Fan Kui, from the same county as them, were appointed to Xiaolian. It's an official rank in ancient China. Once, Fan wanted to stay overnight at Tao's home. It was a bitter winter and there was nothing left in the house. Fan had brought with him many servants and horses that needed to be fed as well. Tao's mother Zhan said, "Go ahead and keep the guest, I will figure out a way." The mother Zhan had beautiful hair that reached the floor. She cut her hair and made it into 2 hair pieces. She traded them for food, and then she chopped the pillars in her house in half and used it for firewood. Zhan also crushed their straw mattresses to feed the horses. She managed to prepare gourmet food for the guest as well as his servants. When Fan heard about this, he sighed and said, "Without a mother like this, there will be no outstanding son like Tao Kan." Indeed, Tao later became a well-known general, and Tao's mother Zhan was recognized as one of the 4 greatest mothers in Chinese history. Another great source of hair pieces came from the neighboring countries. In Samguk Sagi, a historical record of the three kingdoms of Korea, the country Silla provided hair pieces as tribute to the Tang Dynasty 4 times, possibly because non-Han people didn't have the same restrictions on cutting hair as Han Chinese. Today, we have all sorts of materials for making wigs and hair pieces, from plastic nets, sponges, to different types of synthetic hair. I've done 2 videos before reviewing the common types of hair inserts on the market for creating ancient Chinese hairstyles. Check them out in my channel. And if you're curious about this piece of jewelry on my forehead, it's called Wei Ji in Chinese. It's an ancient piece of jewelry. It's quite versatile because you can also wear it as a necklace. This one is from an online shop called Flying Jewelry. I'll link it in the description below. I'll be making more videos about traditional Chinese culture and values, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to learn more. I'll see you next time.